Okay, I'm gonna try to do a video on this. I'm installing an LSD in this 2008 Miata. It's an NC. It's an open diff from the factory on this particular car, so I'm gonna install that LSD that's chilling right there by the old door. I'm gonna attempt to just remove one wheel and one hub, and just slip the differential this way as I bring it down to pull it out of that side, so I don't have to remove both rear sides. So haven't seen too many videos on this. Hopefully this will be helpful, if it even works. Who knows? Here we go. You can pause to see exactly which ones I disconnected. Obviously these, this one, and then the bottom on that side though, not on this side, which, I mean, I guess it could get disconnected either side, doesn't really matter, but these ones being disconnected here instead of the inside doesn't change any of the alignment settings. So that's why I did that way. And then this bottom one doesn't have alignment settings at all. So we'll see how it works now that this axle's out of the way. Maybe when I disconnect the power frame brace or whatever they call it, and try to lower the diff, I can move the diff this way to get it off of that axle without having to disassemble all this on the other side. So we'll see how it goes. I'll update. All right, check it out. So I did go ahead and end up removing both sides, mostly because the way that bracket is, that's the bracket that holds in the diff, the upper bracket to the diff. Anyways, you can tell by the way that the black is, and then that's the part that has to come down. It's not going to allow any side to side movement. It's only going to allow up and down movement. So there would have been no way to try to shift the diff over to get this axle to slip out while this hub was still installed. So anyway, sorry about my zooming issues, but so this hub also is out. This is the passenger side. That's just going to be the easiest way to do it. But again, I just disconnected these on this side so that it doesn't mess with the alignment settings. These are, of course, you know, not going to bother the alignment. Anyways, this side I would decided to do this lower one on this side just because it's easier to get to the bolt. Still doesn't affect alignment or anything, so it is what it is. This seems like the easiest way to go about it. So quickly, this is how I'm going about it. I've removed the exhaust and I've got this set up to hold the tranny, because when I remove this brace right here, I'm not sure if the tranny is going to try to come down, so I just want to put some bracing under it. And then the drive shaft, I'm about to pull that. Like I said before, both hubs are removed, and then with this brace removed here shortly, I should be able to take out that bolt, the other bolt just like it on the other side, and it should come right down. And I'll update here shortly, but that's where we're at. Removing the exhaust is super easy. You just have to remove these cross brace parts that are all 12 millimeter. They come right off, and then your exhaust up there, these are both 14 millimeter. They come right off, and then there's two 12s right here that this whole exhaust hanger comes off of this. It's all pretty simple so far, just a little bit tedious to get to it, so I'll update. So a couple things I just learned really quickly when I unbolted these bolts for the power plant frame brace or whatever they call it. For one, there is weight on this now, so that means the transmission did drop a little bit, because before it was just barely clearing and I could wiggle it around, and now there's weight on it. Now it's heavy. So for sure, support your tranny, because it will try to move down. But another thing I learned is when I have one bolt still on there, just kind of hand tight on there, so that because when you unbolt that side completely, it'll cause the whole diff to rock this way, you know, down, and it's, you know, hard to deal with by yourself. But anyways, what I would recommend is take something and cram it in between this subframe and the diff cover. That way it can't rock down, or not as much. This is just like a rubber block. You could stick a piece of wood in there or whatever, and then take your power plant brace off, and I'll update in a minute. Real quick, that bolt and the same one on the other side, that one right there, I would say to go ahead and loosen those just a little bit, just a few turns, And that way when it does try to rock or whatever, it doesn't wear those bushings just like crazy or put a bunch of stress on those bushings, because I personally have to reuse that because I didn't get that piece with my diff, so I will have to reuse it. But yeah, that's just a tip there. And then these are 21s, the same as your factory lug nuts, so that gives you another little tip. That did the trick. The power brace is gone, and now there's pressure on this rubber block, so this is kind of swung down just a little bit and holding pressure there. And now the only thing I like to get the diff out is to finish taking that bolt and that bolt out, which are both 17s, and lower it down and raise a new one up and do everything in reverse. So hope that helps. I'll answer any questions I can. I'm new to the Miata NC. Anyways, I don't know how much of this video I'm even gonna share, but hopefully it helps somebody. Later.